It is my pleasure to introduce the Honourable Michelle O'Bonsawin for an honorary degree. Justice O'Bonsawin was appointed to the Supreme Court of Canada on September 1st, 2022, but her contributions to the Canadian legal community span a 20-year period. Justice O'Bonsawin was born in Hanmer, Ontario, not far from here. She is a fluently bilingual Franco-Ontarian and is Abenaki member of Odanak First Nation. A Laurentian University alumna, Justice O'Bonsawin holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in English Literature and History, a Bachelor of Law from the University of Ottawa, a Master's in Law from Osgoode Hall Law School, and a Doctorate in Law from the University of Ottawa. Working within many of Canada's largest institutions and organizations, including the Royal Canadian Mounted Police's Legal Services, as Counsel for Canada Post, and finally as General Counsel at the Royal Ottawa Health Group, Justice O'Bonsawin has specialized in labor and employment law, human rights, Indigenous, and privacy law. She has demonstrated expertise in legal issues related to mental health and significant research on GLADU principles in the forensic mental health system. Justice O'Bonsawin has also served on the board of the Aboriginal Legal Services of the University of Ottawa Legal Aid Clinic and the membership committee of Odanak First Nation. Currently, she also holds a role as partner judge for Afghanistan women judges with the International Association of Women Judges. It is absolutely an honor to introduce Justice O'Bonsawin to you today at this ceremony. Her exceptional legal career and dedication to knowledge sharing through teaching and extensive publication are intellectual contributions to be treasured by our community. I now invite Justice O'Bonsawin to stand at center stage, along with Board Chair Vern Cameron and our new President, Dr. Lynn Wells, to be presented with the Honorary Doctorate.
In the name of the university, on the recommendation of the Senate and the Board of Governors, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Law, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereto appertaining. Au nom de l'université et sur la recommandation du Sénat et du Conseil du gouverneur, confie les titres de docteur honoris causa en droit avec les droits, honneurs et privilèges qui s'y rattachent.
I now invite Justice O'Bonsawin to say a few words.
I don't need the bench. Wait a minute here. All right. Kwai ni dobak na deliwizi miseles O'Bonsawin na zawi odana kwabanake kanoba taplawinonia ou doza Richard Tadian. Donc, je commence par m'introduire dans ma langue abénakise telle qu'est notre tradition. Je me nomme Michelle O'Bonsawin. Je suis une fière abénakise de la Première Nation de Odanak. Je suis du clan de la Tortue et la fille de Richard et Diane. Bonjour aux membres du Conseil de gouverneurs et du Sénat, Madame la rectrice, les vice-rectrices, les vice-recteurs, les doyennes, les doyens, les professeurs, les autres membres de la Laurentienne, les étudiantes et les étudiants, les gradués aujourd'hui, les invités distingués, les parents, les amis et les membres de la famille. J'aimerais commencer par remercier les professeurs et les étudiantes et étudiants du programme de droit et de justice qui ont proposé ma candidature à la doyenne de la Faculté des arts. Donc, merci beaucoup, Olioni. C'est avec une grande joie et un grand honneur que je suis ici avec vous ce matin afin de recevoir mon doctorat honorifique en droit et justice à l'université d'où le tout a commencé pour moi, parce que comme vous avez entendu, mon premier bac était ici à l'Université Laurentienne. C'est aussi sur le territoire de mes cousines et cousins à Anishinaabe. I also want to congratulate the others who have or will receive honorary doctorates in the coming days, and especially to all of the graduates that are here with us today. It's a proud day for all of us, but also for your parents and your family, because one, they paid probably for your degrees, so finally the bleeding will stop, but also with their love, encouragement, and support. By way of background, I grew up in Hanmer, just not far from here, from a blue-collar family. My father, like many others, worked at an international nickel company, and my mother was a teacher. When I was 9 years old, I decided that I was going to become a lawyer, and it was quite the surprise to my family because there are no professionals in my family. However, my parents encouraged me along the way at every turn. And in high school, when it came time to choose and discuss with my guidance counselor what my career choice was going to be, I told him that I was going to be a lawyer. And he told me, Michelle, you come from a small town in Northern Ontario, you're likely not going to become a lawyer. And I remember I got mad and I thought to myself, you know what, just watch me. And when it became public that I was the nominee, the Prime Minister's nominee to the Supreme Court of Canada, I asked my mom, I said, I wonder if the guidance counselor saw the news. And I tell this story because I want everyone who are guiding our youth to be mindful of the words that they say. Growing up as an off-reserve First Nations youth, my family experienced adversity. I remember a very memorable conversation with my dad when I was about 8 or 9 years old. And at that time, he had asked me, do kids laugh at you because you're Indigenous? And I had told him, I said, well, they don't laugh at me because I'm Indigenous, but they do laugh at my last name, because O'Bonsawin, which means pathfinder in my language, is quite different from the norm of what you would see in Hanmer, Ontario. But then he told me when he was a youth, he used to get laughed at. They were called, him and my father comes from a family of 8, and they used to be called the Savages of Sunnybury, which is a street that he grew up in Sudbury. Or he was told by his teachers, "T'as vraiment un nom à coucher dehors." And I have to tell you that I thought about this a lot recently, and we've really come a long way towards with reconciliation, so I'm really happy that we have evolved as a society. And I've always been very conscious of my Abenaki identity, an identity that I affirm and that represents me. Je suis une fière femme autochtone et franco-ontarienne. From an early age, my parents taught me the importance of working hard and always giving 100%, and no matter what the task was. That is what I've always done. I encourage all of the graduates today to do the same. These teachings allowed me to achieve success and to complete my master's and my PhD degrees while working as a lawyer and a full-time judge. I also want to briefly talk to you about your journey to the graduates today. At times, there will be bumps in your roads, and in fact, you'll take some U-turns, you'll fall quite a few times. My own journey has not always been in a straight line. There have been twists and turns along the way. I've fallen, but I must assure you, every time I got up, I dusted myself off, I learned from my mistakes, I persevered, and I did not make those mistakes again. Au cours de votre vie et de votre carrière, vous serez confronté vous-même à des défis. Parfois, vous réussirez et d'autres, vous subirez des revers. Par contre, il est important que vous assumiez vos responsabilités de vos actions. Ce qui est toujours important, c'est la manière dont vous réagissez à ces situations. Vous ne pouvez pas laisser les défis vous définir. Si vous échouez, je vous invite à apprendre de vos erreurs et en tirer profit. Votre réaction vous rendra plus forte et fera de vous une meilleure personne. Je suis certaine que vous avez déjà entendu dire que vous êtes notre futur. C'est vrai. Vous êtes les changeurs positifs. N'oubliez jamais que vous pouvez toujours faire partie de la solution. Vous êtes la génération qui aura la possibilité de travailler dans de nombreux domaines différents et je vous invite à ne pas avoir une vision restreinte et à profiter de toutes les opportunités qui se présentent à vous. Certaines des meilleures opportunités sont celles que vous allez créer vous-même. Steve Jobs a dit, et je traduis, « La seule façon de faire du bon travail est d'aimer ce que l'on fait. » J'ai eu la chance d'aimer mon travail tout au long de ma carrière en tant qu'avocate et maintenant comme juge. Et je vous souhaite tous aux gradués la même chose. Enfin, je tiens à remercier une dernière fois à mon alma mater, l'Université Laurentienne, de m'avoir eu accordé ce grand honneur aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup à tous. Uli uni, miigwech, thank you very much.